Okay, so this is my olive oil pizza dough recipe. So it calls for 2 3/4 cups of water. I like to use beer. Belgian in me, I guess. I'm using a very large, round, it's a 6-quart container because the dough will actually rise up quite a bit out of the bottom of the container. I'm going to follow that up with a tablespoon of granulated yeast, and then about 1 1/4 tablespoons of kosher salt, but I've also used table salt in this recipe. A tablespoon of sugar, mix that all in. 1/4 cup of olive oil. I use extra virgin olive oil, which makes it nice and light. And I'm just going to give that a quick mix. And it's nice and foamy between the beer and the yeast. Following that up with 6 1/2 cups of flour, and I mix this up quite a bit as I go along. I don't wait until the very end. And I'm using a Danish dough hook, which has these nice loops, and it makes mixing in the flour really easy to do. And then a little bit at a time. And it makes for scraping the sides of the bowl really easy too. Mixing it in. Adding a little bit at a time makes it much easier to stir and incorporate all this flour. And once this is fully incorporated, I'm going to put the lid loosely on top and just let it sit all afternoon. I don't have to worry about proofing it. I don't have to worry about kneading it. I don't have to worry about how long I'm letting it rise. I usually start it around noon to make it for supper at 5 or 6 o'clock. It's very sticky, but a little bit of effort at the very beginning, and it's much nicer to work with later on. So that's pretty much it. I'll let it sit there. I'm going to take the lid, just place it loosely on the top, and we're going to come down and take a shot from the side so you can see where it is. You can see how much it's going to rise, and it's kind of all craggy and mucky right now, and it'll eventually all rise up. I don't know where the best angle to see it through is because I got stuff on the side, but it's basically done.